Alright, we should be live. What's Gaming Gamers? It's your boy Olino, and I'm coming at you live once again with more Hearts of Iron 4 Kaiserreich. Let me just send the links out. And post there and there. Alright, so we have avoided getting involved in the war with the Third International, but I think the Third International is doing badly. I mean, aside from Spain's probably not long for this world. And, yeah. So, we'll deal with that. But again, because the Halifax Conference was successful, I believe Germany will give France back to the French Republic, so that'll put our faction in a much better position. We did get Brazil, and I'm pretty strong. In fact, I'm probably the strongest member of the Entente, if I had to guess. Like, I have 266 factories. Oh, Canada's got 134 factories. France has 73. Brazil's got 125, okay. But, so yeah, so I am still by far the strongest member. King of Two Sicilies joined, Sardinia. Alright. But yeah, so, when we last ended, I wasn't justifying on anybody. I think I probably am going to go to war with China, though. They give us a lot of factories, and it'd make it even much easier because we're going to have to invade Japan, unfortunately, I think. So, oh, okay, we got a bunch of fates. Yeah. Djibouti has it as core states, we'll grant it to them. What is Ani? I think those are a lot of the Malaysian states, yeah. So Siam can integrate it, but they're not letting us release a Malaysia from it, it looks like. Okay. I guess all the territory you can return is usually integrable territory. IEDC conference is coming soon. So we'll hold. I guess I could do like fishing industry one. But in the meantime, oh, so much rubber. Don't need to import rubber anymore. I'm so happy. Because unfortunately, we don't have a claimed state. We can claim Ceylon. Those will just put us at war with Germany. So yeah, let's do... Yeah, because these guys are only going to get stronger. Well, I guess we just have the stream start. Oh, let's go for it. Okay, so it's only 100 days to justify. Do I have... Wait. Do I have a justify war goal time person? Because... If I did, I don't think I do, though, because they're a... Yeah, it's market liberal. Unfortunate. Oh, well. This one I'm gonna need. We're gonna need a big front line on this one. I feel like my volume's really low. Maybe it's just the music volume. Germany station capitulated. Okay, wait. Okay. So now the question is, will Germany sue for peace then? Fault Singapore, Gibraltar of the East. Because of the Flexibility's headquarters. Let's watch the development closely. Germany stages capitulated. So now the question is, I wonder if Germany or Japan or I wonder if they'll sign a peace deal, because Germany's basically lost in the East. Maybe they'll hold on to Ceylon, but I'm curious. If they'll try to negotiate. Right, I need to make... I do have the naval bombers going. I'll move these guys down to the bottom here. Because heavy fighters are still, like, top-tier priority. Oh yeah, I got carriers. Why am I building a bunch of carriers all of a sudden? Guess that's trying to incentivize me to do a navy. Well, I'm definitely going to need more divisions, though. To go and expand these guys. Armored recon just gives them speed. Yeah, that's fine. I could probably change all of these guys, actually. Yep. Although they might be using the bad light tanks. But that's fine. The bad light tanks can get replaced. Oh, 100% industry bonus, cap retention, yeah. Oh, and debug smooth pre-performance. Bro has a lot of planes, but I have a lot of planes. Oh, yes! Perfect, because now I can just... I could use some extra... Oops. Okay, let me just take, like... Japan signs peace with Germany. Operating war in Asia not necessarily developed in Germany's favor. Faced with operations across the globe, the once mighty Kaiserreich Marine has been able to prevent the Japanese navy penetrating deep into German territory, much German East Asia following Japanese occupation. No more hope to turn back. Germany is opted to concede defeat. Stelba has recognized Japanese custodianship over Germany's possessions. The latter looks to consolidate its resources towards Europe. What the Japanese plan to do with the colonies is unclear. Germany's defeat, undisputed master of Asian wars. This is perfect. Because now Germany's furthest holdings in the east are in Madagascar. So now, if I can beat Japan, I can basically get... if I beat Japan and China, I'll basically be the master of East Asia, for the most part, because we're also at war with Third International. I'm not sure how that'll work. I'm not sure how good the AI is capping at the Union of Britain, or if Britain will just bail, but... we will see, we will see. I can move some tactical bombers down here. Get the close air support, and then we can just... demolish our way to Singapore. Mexico's capitulated. Yeah. He put some fighters in here. Let's go. Game on. I actually should look at how big the Japanese Air Force is. Oh, 3,000 planes. I don't like that. Okay, never mind then. You guys don't push them. But we'll have to... we want to win the dogfight in the air first. What is this? Does the Indian government controller have an ally control all Indian core territory? I guess... oh, right, because Goa also counts. Fair enough. I think just a reduced fuel... yeah. Reducing fuel usage is, like, always the best option. What do we got? Any bonuses? Tech bonuses? I guess we'll use this advanced smaller frames one, more range focus. Do I have my range focus designers? Are they big enough that I can put a pile? Oh yeah, definitely. Production efficiency cap? That's probably what we gotta do. Because my production efficiency cap is 117%, so on a relative basis, that would increase it by like 8 or 9%, which would be better than the reduced production cost. Yeah. Of course, the downside is you actually have to build up to that production efficiency cap, but... ooh, production resource need? I think we've secured enough aluminum. So I think the heavy gantry cranes, that production efficiency cap, 127.5. Let's go. Let's go. Aircraft carrier research speed? Yeah, sure. I have 2 submarines. I need more planes in here. Can I bring in some heavy fighters here and then they can reach? Oh. Sorry, that's 50-50, that's fine. Oh yeah, now here's where, now that we've got more air parity, that's when they're going to start getting demolished. Let's bring in even more. Although this might scare off his air force, but that's fine. Oh, man. Where'd it go? My research slot. Reverse educational backwardness. Educational backwardness permeates India across the entirety of the continent. We must fund our future by funding new schools of bolstering the future of education in the nation so that we are not left far behind in the coming decades. I think I still just want construction speed. Yeah. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like I can release a friendly Malaysia yet. Because if I could, I would probably just grant them all those territories, but it's already core territory for them. This our kill ratio is pretty good. How many more heavy fighters do I have in reserve? Oh, I got a ton of heavy fighters. Let's go. Oh, yeah. That's what we like to see. I almost have my advanced medium airframes, which then we're going to make... Because I don't think I put the new engines on. Production resource penalty. These only use steel, so I think I'm just going to get the extra armor, because the reduced production resource penalty doesn't really matter. Oh, and we can put a policy on them. Production efficiency cap, always good. Resource need, reliability. The 1941 frames already have so much reliability. Probably, maybe hardness. Get a little bit more hardness out of the tanks. Cutting corners. Minus 10% production cost is pretty good. But we don't get a better production cost reduction. I think I'm just going to squeeze out. Yeah, let's go for the hardness, and then I think I'm going to up. And I think I'm going to change my tank version. And if I go to cast armor, that gets me a little bit more hardness. Then that gets these guys all the way up to, like, 84% hardness. It will increase the cost quite a bit. I don't think, actually, no, I don't think it's worth it. I think the welded armor is a better deal. And then we can now nudge the engine up a little bit more. I'll get some more factories producing those. Alright, where do I have the most factories? So Bombay, I finally built the correct producer for that one. Okay, so I got 14 factories here, already have the reinforced electrical grid. Also have the reinforced electrical grid. I use the 0. Why does this one use 0? Oh, because it's got a dam already. Oh, wow, that's pretty good. Well, that's good to know that this one doesn't use any energy then. So let's just build more mills there, because they're free, basically. Man, a lot more stuff uses... Okay, so everything's using a decent amount of energy at this point, so I really just need to build more reinforced electrical grids everywhere. Like, yeah, even just 3 military factories is using 17 energy. Yeah, that's a lot of energy usage. Um, so what factories do I have? And I got, okay, so I have a ton of factories here. So East Bengal, West Bengal. Yeah, they're both using a ton of factories, so then we want electrical grids in both of those. So let's buff those, buff those, buff those, buff those. And the Hyderabad ones, those are free. So let's just get those. And yeah. Notice this stream? Oh, hi, Hunter. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, yeah, I guess the extra 2% is worth it for my garrison light tanks because... that ups their hardness, which means they'll take less damage from... resistance activity. So, do my garrisons have enough? What equipment do they need? They need 1,000 more light tanks. Well, then fine, we'll put 1,000 more on that. Or put 5 more factories. Who united China? India. Nah, that was the Nanjing Provisional Government, which is South Geely aligned. They knocked out the Federalists and, yeah, Ma Click won their war. But yeah, so they've already beaten Japan in their war. But yeah. Who's invading me? Why would you invade me? How could you? Japan doing a naval invasion against me? Perish the thought. Alright, I should be able... I have the... We have overwhelming air power victory here, it looks like. Yeah, I think we can just push. Because that'll actually force an engagement while he tries to shoot down my bombers, and then my fighters will swoop in. Fall of the Tsaritsyn. Is Savikov's having a bad time? That's a lot of Japanese soldiers that just got there. I need to do something about that. Actually, no, I want to keep importing from them, because if Japan starts raiding my convoys, I'm gonna be sad. Who am I importing oil? No, I'm not importing oil from him. I'll just import a bunch from Azerbaijan for now. Death of Savinkov? Markov is sworn as senior commander, but experts expect it will not be long until Russia lay down its arms and surrender. Savinkov reportedly committed suicide. Ooh. Alright, so what's our casualty ratio looking like? 20k to 200k. Not great for Japan over there. I think I can put this guy back in. Did Japan... Okay, so Japan must have... Yeah, they released Ceylon. Did they release Maldives? Or... Okay, Ceylon gets the Maldives also. And Diego Garcia. No, these guys should be able to deal with Japan's incursion there. Let's move the planes over here. Nope, I think it's Russia capitulating. Yep, yep. Come on, game. Yep. There's the Russian Republic. Okay. Let's drop a save. Curious what Germany will do in Central Asia. Okay, looks like they're gonna break up Central Asia. Oh, nope, Big Bukhara. Last hopes the Russian war ever against Germany and its allies was snuffed out, posing one of the most credible threats. It seems the Russian efforts were for naught. Both sides meant Germany occupied Moscow and negotiated conditional surrender. Forced to cede large swaths of territory Germany's allies, as well as paid a huge amount of reparations. It's expected that Germany will turn west to face the remainder of the International. International has been able to avoid total defeat. Whether Germany will seek to destroy the social alliance entirely or seek continental supremacy remains an open question. Oh. Okay, so they are just making Big Bukhara. That is a Big Bukhara. I guess they can core all of that, so good for them. Extra research slot, let's go. Let's go. Alright, let's get those cannons, because I could put those on my new heavy fighters. Bring women into the fold. Recruitable population 7%, war support. Grant female suffrage. Political power, recruitable factor. Mohammed and Fatima. Sure. Party founder Muhammad Ali Jinnah has always believed in tremendous capability of women in the role of governance and leadership. We shall elevate their place in society by expanding their suffrage, providing them a space for their voices to be heard. I mean, if he doesn't bring his Air Force, then he's gonna have a bad time from all my tactical bombers obliterating him. Look at all that damage. Doesn't matter, I have no org. They can't stop me. Okay. I'm gonna take my high org division, split that in half. Reliability, production output, let's go. Can, though? Can what? Canto? It's free real estate. I will say, I haven't been... I mean, I have been seeing some crazy close air support numbers. I guess he does have a lot of AA. That's probably preventing me from getting some of the really crazy numbers I want. Yeah, okay, take Saigon so that there's nowhere for them to escape. And then... Whoop. Wang's now a core. One thing I was surprised by, and I guess it makes a little bit of sense, is that you get an event or a focus where you can either... how to be successful in New China. I mean, if my India game is any success, it's build close air support. Because, as India at least, neither the, neither the Princely Federation or the Commune start building an air force during the game. And I'm pretty sure it's the case for most of the warlords. Now, Nanjing has started to build planes. But I'm pretty sure early on they don't, and close air support is just so powerful. I think you're getting much more bang for your buck. Because also they don't build... I don't think they'll build support anti-air either. So I think in terms of bang for the buck, it's, diversify elite forces. I think in terms of bang for the buck, it's a lot better than trying to do... I mean... Maybe... Like, and yeah, because then also you're getting the Air Force tech, because you're so strapped for tech as China that I don't think you can afford to do, like, both Space Marines and planes. You need one of those. And I think the planes make more sense. Especially because if you don't have control of the air, like, you... At the end of the day, if it's Space Marines versus having, like, CAS... Cass is gonna win that battle every day. You just can't do that. But it's also, I mean, it's also changed the game rules so that more people side with your faction. Like, with the way the RNG works, you can just get unlucky and I guess inconceivably have, like, most of China ally against you. And there's not really anything you can do about that, because you can't really send volunteers to influence conflicts all that much. So, them's the breaks. The UK keeps trying to call me into a war, and I keep leaving him on red. Ooh, bad idea running an attack on me. Alright, so that's gonna be like another 5 divisions, I think, we encircle. Ooh, no, that's like 9 divisions we encircle. Ooh, what are the casualty numbers gonna be at this point? Can he actually get through? Yeah, he can probably pierce my division. Okay, but only 80% damage through armor, so that's still a 20% damage reduction, which is pretty big. So, I'm not sure what bonus I got for this, but we'll just do this one. I know that's just one of my naval bonuses. So let's see casualty ratio. So I've done 400k to 25k. Yeah, he's having a bad time. Infantry expert, let's go. But yeah, so we'll see how well my Air Force does against... Fortunately, China doesn't, or Japan doesn't seem to be super able to project. Okay, they're projecting a little bit of power, but they're not really raiding my convoys at all that much, so I'm pretty fine. Need a godly amount of oil, though. Maybe if I had my fleet stop patrolling, that would help. Yeah, it's probably a lot. Oh, my Navy! Yeah, my Navy only uses 2k a day. If my Army maxes out, that's gonna be a lot of oil. Alright, let's strat redeploy you guys, because we're about to get our war goal. What do you mean out of fuel? I think that just means that we're low on fuel. Iberian Confederation capitulated, yeah. Okay, now this depends. Is Germany going to try and capitulate the UK? Because they basically forced them out of Europe, the continent, more or less. I'm curious what happens next. Oh, I guess they made a landing in Ireland. Totalist, Syndicalist. There goes Shaanxi. Unification by the League Marshal. Who'd have thought to crack miasma of League 8 provinces would weather the storm of the League collapse, having undeniably torn its rotten structure in one fell swoop. Believed it would never again reach the zenith its power had in 1929, yet it has far surpassed the old League triumphing expectations. Nabi Sun Chin Fan, who would unite the nation of Southern Julie, but that's Qije Yuan, a detested subordinate of the Smiling Tiger, controversially took the reins following reforms and incapacitation. Thinking of a door policy appear that the Germans have earned an erstwhile ally in the East, although many fear another League collapse in the future. Well, I hope he doesn't, like, actually join the Reichspakt, because I'm going to be very sad if he does that. Okay, he released Korea as a puppet. Ooh, for what? I guess I do have these Marine divisions I could also just pull back. Like, can I have you guys just garrison over here? I should auto redeploy. Actually, let me have you guys. Hey, Gaming Spy. Yeah, good to see you. Yeah, I mean, it has been a while. I have not streamed in a while, and I also did not make a battle plan here. Fall of Dublin, R.I.P. Ireland. Ever since the death of his second wife, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, crucial promise to his close confidence been fallen to his sister. Some within the IRP resent Fatima's influence over their party leader. Have decided for a successor to Muhammad, they'll surely pick Leah Quat over her. Exploit unionist divisions. Yeah, sure. Unionists have many sectarian divides and cliques within the party itself. With careful maneuvering, we shall exploit these divides to diminish their power so they never poison the minds of Indians again. I was gonna, like, obliterate their party. I don't think I've watched one of your streams since Victoria 3 USA playthrough. Oh yeah, that was a while ago. Glad to have you back in the chat. I know people can't catch every stream, and... do I have these guys motorized? Yeah. But man, supply sucks. I suspect I will probably just need to hold initially. What's new for the channel in 2026? Probably just mostly getting back to more Baldur's Gate. Yes, I still do have a lot of your suggestions. So this was one of them. Mostly just Hearts of Iron 4 requests. Oh man, some of these requests are over a year old. But yeah, which unfortunately some of them are like, I need the some of the mods to update to actually be able to play some of them, because some of them reference like older mods that aren't compatible with the current version. So have to deal with that. Do I have my war goal yet? Yeah, I have, let's see, I have on here Sons of Kaga one that I did. The Soviet Union Pugo Path and the Red Dusk mod. Those are the only two I have. The Batavian Commune took 3 states, West Indies Union was annexed. So now I... Wait. Okay. Thought that they were at war with the Entente, which was going to pull us into a war. Okay. Alright, now let's save, because this is going to be a big war. The Pugo Path. P-U-G-O. Okay. Okay, so we can shrink our front lines a little bit, so let's push. He's pushing us here, but we've got bad supply there, so I'm not too worried. Oop, okay, that's where all his fighters are. Alright, he put all his fighters over there. Okay. Do I have a single high infrastructure state? Can planes here reach barely? Fine, I'll just upgrade this one. How am I doing on coal? Okay, cool. So building those reinforced electrical grids has really helped bring down the coal demand some. Hugo. I see. Yeah, I feel bad for people who are... come on, my supply hub! How on earth did I draw this rail line? I'm sure in a lot of my games I'm butchering front seat. Wow, he put a lot of divisions up on Tibet. Okay, well, that's probably... Although, it's probably most of those are shot down by AA. But let me pull... These are all heavy fighters. Some of them appear. Yeah, that's the nature of things. But guys, I called all of you into this war. What? All right, they should be able to call everybody else into the war. I clicked the call allies button, so... Okay. Oops, no, not 300. 200, I can move in there. They might actually still be able to reach from here, maybe? Not quite. Ah, man, he captured my rail line. Okay, that's not good. These divisions are at risk of getting encircled. But I can probably do pretty good against his... Yeah, can you guys, like, try to keep control of that supply hub, please? Alright, I got it. Okay, no. You guys are not with it. I'm gonna have to baby this retreat. Otherwise, these guys are all getting encircled. Didn't know this was gonna happen. Oh no. Well, these guys need to strat redeploy up over here. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna reload a save, because I did not realize how bad the Tibet front was gonna go for that one. And we crashed. Well, it's relaunched the game. I have experience. This is like the second crash we've had on this save, so if it starts crashing a bunch, then we'll throw in... Let's not bother trying to hold that portion, because we have no supply. And also, he's got tons of his army there. Like, we push from the south, he's got so much fewer divisions down here. And also, like, I'm pretty sure he was probably going to go to war with us anyways. So. Alright. Drop another save. Now let's try... How many more tactical bombers do I have? A decent number. With the power that the Congress rejects his plans, the Soviets have a big "the fire rises"-esque civil war. Okay, I will make note of that. Alright, I made a note of that. Alright, let's declare the war now. And again, I click Call Allies. So it looks like I should just be on the offensive against him. Mostly just shore up the front line here wherever it's a good idea to do so. He's only got like one division in a lot of these places. And if I have close air support coming in, it'd be pretty easy. Okay, call to arms, no. Join wars, yeah, sure. And then they should call everybody else in. So I don't have to deal with it. Yeah, I expect with my close air support, it shouldn't be too difficult to push him. Did I move my Marines? Yeah, I did. There you have saved Putin's HOI4 disaster save. Seems interesting. Let me see for here. I don't really know what to research. I guess I'll just keep researching these because they can buff my designer. I only have fighters. Okay, I mean, I'm still shooting down his fighters. Alright, so he's moved fighters into here. These are all heavy fighters, so let's have them in here to contest with him. Yeah, there we go. And then this one's easy to take. Actually, that's supply hub. Try to take that. Oh yeah, we're trading very well. The naval, okay, cool. So that's already linked up, but how are these roads? I don't like that these are connected with a bunch of straits and whatnot. So let's connect it like that. I'll have to give that rail somewhere to go to now. They're saying we can just push and win. Olino stated took Civil War path chose to reunite Lukashenko, which is pointless because he just brings back the USSR. I see. Yeah, I should try to do some of the more, like, niche paths. I like Cold War, Iron Curtain, and End of a New Beginning ones. I didn't realize how crazy the views were. My highest viewed video on my channel is the VOD of my Ottoman Empire playthrough in the End of a New Beginning, and I'm guessing that's because nobody really streams that mod all that much. How am I losing bombers? Mostly air battle, so here's what I'm gonna do. The neat thing is that I can basically force him to give up. Okay, well, first of all, did I get... Okay, so I'm about to get advanced air, smaller frames. I can just keep putting more planes in here. Because the more planes I have relative to his, the worse his casualty ratio is going to become. Okay, so let's push and try and nab that supply hub as well. How are we doing on supplies? We are getting really crushed on light tanks. Okay. So... did I already put the extra factories on the garrison light tanks? Yeah, I did. Producing like 20 a day of those guys. Okay, now we can just import from Germany. Okay, so interesting that Russia doesn't join the Reichspakt, though. Everybody else is in the Reichspakt. That's very interesting. Medvedev into a joint invasion of China with the... That's pretty crazy. Are we pushing here? Looks like we should be pushing here. We could push and grab that supply hub. Yep, so 10-1 with our fighters trading. Yeah, he's gonna have a bad time. When am I getting cannons? I'm doing cannons too, aren't I? 200 days, okay, that's long enough. I'll go ahead and do a redesign without cannons. Okay, I have so many bonuses for the... I think this is because of my naval tech bonuses. Yeah, because I did all my navy focuses, right? Yeah. Hey, did I change... We'll just build convoys. I need to research better submarines. And there we go. For this one, we have the request of a viewer. It's not quite the HMS, but the HMIS Chocolate. Probably got to use president's chance Medvedev invades China alongside Trump. So wait. So what's the time frame for that mod then? Because if it's the Soviet Union, is it like an ahistorical one where the Soviet Union's still around, or is it still just like goes from like can Trump just become president in like the 2000 election? Because if I remember right, he was going to run for he talked about running for president in that election as part of a reform ticket. Fall of London? Okay, well that's GG, Third International. Oh, that opened up a big front. Okay, that's annoying. Well, good thing I had all those troops get done. Drop a save. I think I can just make a big front line, but there might be wasteland that prevents me from doing that. Yeah, okay, I can make a single big front line. Well, at least now he's got to deal with Mongolia. Red Dust takes place in alternate 2000, where 1991 coup attempt the USSR succeed. Gorbachev was thrown out. The USA is basically three parties now because the Reform Party got big. Fair enough. I think I'm just doing Claim Ceylon. Dominion seizes Indian territory. Why would this do anything? Because... Or is that bypass? I don't know. Going 2000 with the Reform Party makes sense. I guess I'll do this dealing with rebel soldiers. Rebel soldiers formed Bharatiya People's Republic betrayed India by fighting the socialist menace. However, they remain in the government, defending their honor, claiming they are guilty of nothing more than being conscripted and fighting for their country. Definitively conclude what our policy shall be towards them. Alright. Okay, so if we can do well enough on the casualties, we could probably bring down and get a fighter advantage on him. How many more fighters do I have in reserve? 800. So if I can pull... Well, I guess they could just operate from here. There we go. Now I've got crazy numerical superiority, so I should be able to shred however many fighters he's got. Yep. Dropping in real time. Primary, so you can choose who runs with that party in the election. That's cool. I need to recruit a scientist, finally. Naval scientist. Our Socialist Republic has capitulated. Well, I'm still getting 13, so I don't need the rubber from them. Nope. So was Australia next? Nope. Australasian Union's still around. Everybody hates them, but they're still around. But I think they're the last vestige of the Third International. Yep, French Republic got restored, and Dominion of Canada got UK, so they're back in business. Next right, they take inauguration day instead of on election day. It's the case of most sponsors take a right for the election. So Kaiserreich actually did fix that. They don't, they do take over on inaugurate. Well, in Kaiserreich now, the elections are always contested, triggering a contingent election, which then resolves in early January, I think, and then the new president takes office. Yeah, they did like a soft rework for America, so now like it's not like a full rework, but now America's a little bit different, because now there's a contingent election, and I don't think the socialists can ever win that one. Like every time I don't know if the top three change. Every time I've done it, the top three vote getters are the Republican Party, Farmer Labor, and Huey Long every time. Yeah, Al Smith's the new starting leader. So I'm pretty sure they get inaugurated on Inauguration Day. Although, also, 1936 is kind of weird because technically, because Kaiserreich is an alternate timeline, depends whether or not they pass the amendment to change Inauguration Day. Because if I remember right, it was FDR, they changed Inauguration Day from March to January. U.S. Inauguration Day change, which I think was an amendment. Amendment 20. Yeah, so Amendment 20 was ratified on January 23rd, 1933. Changed the original dates for president and vice president terms from March 4th to January 20th. Which you could make the argument in the Kaiserreich timeline, would that be a priority for them to change that? But I'd probably just leave that in just because, like, it's been January 20th for almost a century in the U.S., and that's what people expect. So just let it stay. You can plausibly keep it January 20th. Yeah, that's where I remember, because it was when FDR got inaugurated the second time, which actually means that FDR, his term as president, yeah, he started his term March 4th, 1933, and then died April 12th, 1945, so it actually was a little bit shorter. So he was, like, president for 12 years. He was actually president for 12 years, 1 month. Because he was the last president inaugurated on March 4th. Well, technically a vice president could, if the president died or something and the new president could get inaugurated. But, like, a regularly elected president getting inaugurated on March 4th. But again, I suppose you could have, like, a contingent election, which would delay when they would be able to get inaugurated, because the contingent election could be later than not get resolved before January 20th. But at this point, you know what I mean. Alright, how are we doing here? Yeah, so we're trading pretty low. What are our actual casualty numbers here? 79k to 11k. Yeah, he's having a pretty bad time of it. Are our divisions attacking? Hey, don't do that. Don't do that. Who? Who? Why would you think that's a good idea, buddy? Biggest pet peeve of mine is the AI being like, triumph of the French exiles. French exiles successfully retake them out. I don't know about that. Outmaneuver those, so it was mostly Germany winning and then letting them go, but whatever. Sure, guys. But yeah, I believe that was part of the... Was that part of the 25th Amendment? Or... Because I know they changed a bunch of the stuff about the way the Electoral College works. There's still the problem of, like... Nope, not what I wanted. 25th Amendment. Was that part of the 25th Amendment? It clarifies vice president becomes president if the president dies, resigns, or is removed from office by impeachment. That wasn't actually clear. Like, there was a lot of argument about whether or not that was actually how it was supposed to work. Yeah, so that allowed the president to fill a vacancy for vice president. So, okay, so that isn't the 25th Amendment. The 25th Amendment doesn't say that the vice president becomes president. The vice president-elect becomes... I guess that would make sense that the vice president-elect becomes president. There's another amendment that deals with this. Okay, no, it's the if at the time fixed for the beginning of the term of the president-elect shall have died, the vice president-elect shall become president. So that's actually the 20th Amendment. So that's actually something that they did in the changing the inauguration day amendment. If a president shall not have been chosen before the time fixed for the beginning of its term, or if the president-elect shall have failed to qualify, the vice president-elect shall act as president until the president shall have qualified. Congress may by the law provide for the case where neither a president-elect nor a vice president-elect shall have qualified, declaring who then shall act as president or the manner in which one who is to act shall be selected, and such person shall act accordingly until a vice president or vice president shall have qualified. Congress may, by law, provide for the case of the death of any of the persons for whom the House of Representatives may choose a president, whenever the right of choice shall be devolved upon them. They provide by law for the case of the death of any persons from whom the House of Representatives may choose a president, wherever the right of choice shall be devolved upon them, for the case of the death of any person from whom the Senate may choose a vice president, wherever the right of choice shall be devolved upon them. So I think that's for them dealing with if it goes to a contingent election. They could decide how to deal with that. Article shall be inoperative unless it shall have been ratified as an amendment to the U.S. Constitution by the legislature of 3/4 of the several states within 7 years. Yeah, Tyler. Yeah, that's where like a lot of the Whig Party always referred to Tyler as acting president, whereas Tyler always referred to himself as president. Because it's like, oh, what happens? Nobody knows. Oh yeah, that no damage is chef's kiss beautiful. Hey guys, stop doing those attacks. Wait, what did that say? It said dark day for European democracy. I'm gonna say it means the Weltkrieg ended, the Reichspakt won event. I wasn't paying attention. Can I see my stream? Oh, yeah, it was end of the Second Weltkrieg. Okay, I clicked through that very quickly. Today, the Daily's conflict human history ended in Europe. The death of the international Russian forces, German empires proclaimed victory. At the center of the earth, Schleicher, yeah. So yeah, the fact that Schleicher's returned to normalcy. But if you believe that bear much resembles the democracy that came before. A dark day for European democracy. Oh. So technically Congress can specify by law who would take over in that scenario, but I believe the idea is that absent Congress providing a law for that, or maybe the law is that it just follows the line of succession, so the president becomes, or so the Speaker of the House becomes acting Speaker. Volunteers from anybody? Letting Japan keep doing all these naval invasions, I swear. Are we getting bombed? Okay, so I guess we just... Alright. I'll just do this again. Not a problem to me. A bit weird, because wouldn't it give the candidate of the Speaker's Party the edge in deciding who won the election? I mean, it kind of depends on who you mean by decide who won the election, because it's the weird thing where a contingent election in the House of Representatives. Well, so it's a couple of things, because a contingent election in the House of Representatives, the House doesn't vote as individual members; they vote by state delegation. So it's the weird thing where you could have the speaker of the House's party might not be the party that controls the most state level delegations. So you need a majority of state level delegations. So that's the weird thing where the Speaker of the House sets the agenda. So the Speaker of the House, in that instance, could just refuse to let the House meet in order to do the contingent election, because the Speaker knows they would lose the contingent election if they ever voted on that. Because it would depend. You could have like weird scenarios where, say the same party controls the House and Senate, but they control a minority of state delegations. That means that in the event of a contingent election, assuming a contingent election for both president and vice president, the Senate can, because if the Senate picks a vice president, then that vice president would become acting president until a president was actually picked, and not the Speaker of the House. Although that is a weird thing because there's some weird thing with the ways acting presidents work. If it's not the vice president being acting president, that they can need to resign their seat, their current office, in order to become acting president. But I'm not sure how that would work, like a vacancy in that situation. It's weird. Are we still duking it out in the skies here? Yeah, but we're winning pretty well. Oh, I could use some more divisions. Okay, I do not need that many anti-aircraft guns and armored trains and everything else. We're fine on artillery, right? Yeah. My aluminum! Okay, can we just import from Russia? Yeah, let me get rid of all this, because if I could just import from one country, I would... Yeah. And if I can import by land. Democratic USA. Oh, so that's actually interesting. This guy, Colbert Levi or Levy Olson, who has like the proud atheist modifier, which is interesting. I don't know much about this guy historically. But Quentin Roosevelt as vice president initially took over because yeah, because William Borah won the election. I guess Quentin Roosevelt was his vice president, but then MacArthur couped him. So then Quentin Roosevelt became leader. So I don't know if, like, Borah dies in that timeline or what. I forget when Borah died historically. Okay, Borah died in 1940. So he could have still been alive. Yeah, he died while he was in office. He's got a lot of divisions stacked up in here. Alright, I'm gonna need some tactical bombers down there, please. And thank you. Okay, the rebel, okay. Being swiftly rooted out, government's control. Norman is certainly be a benefit, especially with the experienced, most skilled among them. So accepting them will certainly ruffle a few feathers, potentially allow seditious influence to fester. Only let in a few skilled officers of the Republic. Allow some of those. Let in neutral officers from both rebel governments. Yeah, sure. And you could use more generals. that are decent. Absorb minor parties or encourage minor parties. We must seize the fluid political field and expand our influence, moving toward the image of an ultimate vanguard of the Indian people. And doing so, we shall ensure our program and visions move forward with minimal interruption from selfish regionalists and those not concerned with all the needs of India. To foster healthy democracy, we must encourage development of smaller parties and organizations representative of the diverse needs of the massive Indian continent. This shall ensure the stability of Indian politics and the nation as a whole for decades to come. Yeah, I could use some stability. I never made my better fighter design. Keep forgetting to do that. It's carrier airframe. Nope, smaller frame. There we go. And then can I do one set of turrets? That's a lot of range. Alright, I'm within range, so I have 40. And then can I put on extra fuel tanks? Yes, just barely. Perfect. So how much ground attack do I have? 34, let's go. And then I gotta make my nav fighter. So 36, so I can't do 2 extra fuel tanks. Do flying boat. Sure. And I need all of the aluminum. Okay, so now I need some heavy fighters operating in there. Our government class last week, we had to do a restoration in the UK. House of Windsor returned. A new order or return of the old? We had to do a presentation on 3 parties in the USA that weren't the Republicans or Democrats. I did the Whig Party, former Labor, and the Reform Party. Yeah, I mean, that's basically it. The only other party would basically be the Progressive Party. Let's see, there's the Progressive Party. I guess the Socialist Party under Eugene Debs did pretty well. The SPA. And then, you had, like, the Know-Nothings and the Anti-Masonic Party. And those were the only, like, super prominent third parties. Bouncing bombs. What does this do? Jet engine. Earthshaker bomb. Yeah, sure. How are casualties doing against China? 180, 160 to 32, so it's still like 5-to-1 casualty ratio, although I'm not going to win by virtue of manpower. So much oil. Did I build synthetic refineries? I don't think synthetic refineries are super worth it, because they're going to give me, what? 81.6 and a little bit of rubber. And your average oil gives you like 500 fuel per oil. So it's probably well worth it for me to just build civs to trade. Alright, so I got my reinforced electrical grids here at least. So others people were the Progressive Party, the Green Party, the Know Nothings, Libertarian Party, and most popular girls had this weird left-wing Hawaiian independence movement. Yeah, I guess there was also the Alaska Independence Party, which is funny because if I remember right, the Alaska Independence Party actually won the governorship one year, but the guy who was their governor was the guy who helped Alaska become a state and basically completely ignored like actually trying to make Alaska independent from the United States. Oh, actually, I have all these guys free. I could be using them to help out here. There goes Mongolia. No, France, you figure it out. What do you mean you have no manpower? Oh, right, because you have to garrison before you can core everything. Yeah. Well, good luck. I guess if we do more of these synthetic refinery bonuses, then it gets them a little bit more competitive. Oh, let me get some improved submarines. King Charles tried to get elected in Egypt by saying he'll get revenge on the British for colonizing them. Yeah. Nah, that is pretty... That's pretty funny to read about. Alright, cool, I get all the 50% bonuses for all the tank stuff, so let's just push through the tank tax. I might need to switch over to mediums at some point, but we'll see. Popular Republic. Okay. How much oil do I need? Yeah, I just got to build more civs. I mean, I could build more synthetic refineries later if I need to. Yeah, I mean, that was part of the big split between, like, Southern and Northern Democrats. Like, Southern Democrats and Northern Democrats were very different politically. Didn't get the encirclement. Oh well. Hey, you guys should be on aggressive. Hmm. Okay, so that's where he's got a ton of troops, but we can push him here. I just need to be careful that these guys don't get encircled. In fact, you know what I might do? Here, let's just go out and pull the line back here. So let's pull out there. Because that was just begging for me to get encircled, and that would make me sad. Against Hindu Rashtra, parties such as the National Liberal Federation of India only seek to reinforce the dominance majority over the minority. A firm campaign against their ranks that the chauvinist Hindu Mahasabha will ensure that our India does not fall into a tyranny of the majority. Yeah, I mean, there's also the whole thing where it's, Alright, so these guys may actually retreat. Nope, got some encirclements, nice. Economic liberalism versus social liberalism as well. Yeah, I think I will. Okay, so how are we doing on casualty ratios? So we're at 82, and we've inflicted almost 400k. So casualty ratio, unfortunately, is getting a little bit worse. They're pushing us back a little bit. How am I doing on tactical bombers? Oh, I had some tactical bombers over here. Hungarian Habsburg, thank you for the follow. Alright, let's try and push, see if we can get that. Supply hub. So how's his air... Okay, so he just moved his air force around. Where exactly? I don't know. Is he actually going to invade those islands? You know, Cambodia capitulate. Come on, guys. Killing me. Man, I am really short on the light tanks. Guess that's the disadvantage of having him. Selling on some tea, nice. Oh yeah, did I make these guys high priority? Yeah. Okay, I need to stop. Delete orders, draw a new order. Stop sending the low org divisions in, I swear. Alright. And for this one, I've been putting off this decision, but I think I want to do a commitment to social justice. Even though I would like plus 5% production efficiency cap. But our government must be governed by the principle of inalienable and unbreakable social justice. We'll emphasize this to people based on the best elements of Islamic-style social justice, which shall be exported across the whole continent. I'll lose some division org, which is unfortunate. Long live India. Thanks for the comment, Hungarian Habsburg. Can I get an encirclement? Like, it'd be tough. But, like, if I pulled... Okay, so if I could free up these guys down here, I could probably get... There we go. Nice. Got an encirclement there. I guess, okay, they're going to start bringing in troops to start helping now that the war on the continent's over. Because I don't think they'll provoke the Entente. Or the Reichspakt, I hope. But we'll see. I think they can, though. Alright, let's see if I can break him here. It's the paradoxical thing where actually in the offensive I might be able to win. Get rid of the land night attack penalty some would be good. Do these guys not have tanks? I guess they're short on tanks. Chat. Probably not, realistically. I have to... It's pretty hard to schedule, and also, in my experience with HOI4 multiplayer and just Paradox multiplayer in general, network connection is pretty tough. So that's why I haven't really tried to do that at all. Let's see if I can... Let's see. Man, why are we having such a hard time? I guess I'm not getting that much closer. Air support coming in. (1944) submarines. Oh, the whole Mahasabha mutiny. I'll riot, but an excuse to be rid of them. I should be buffing my stability. My stability's pretty bad. Yes, 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 yes! Let's 8 divisions encircled. Alright, that's good. That was a good one. Who's having trouble operating here? Planes are being shot down. Friendly air units are being shot down from involvement. Okay, okay. I'm just gonna build. Could build an ungodly number of air bases so I can have as many planes in battle as I want. Start enable invade Indonesia. Cool. All right. So I need my close air support. All right, so I'm going to bring all my close air support in. So now we're in... Oh, that's the air region over. So, because we could probably get encirclement here. If I do here and here at the... Okay, that's going to be a little bit harder than that. Like the other attack failed. Alright, cool. If we get those divisions trapped. How many divisions does he have? 200 to 362. Achieving confederal domain, having passed our legislative reforms, both division your platform cannot be futile. Time shall be granted to provinces and federal system shall evolve into a confederal system, birthing a new form of the Indian continent that shall last throughout the ages. Ooh, weekly stability. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Okay, we can start making a little bit of ground here. All right, let me bring these guys up because these guys are really good, really strong divisions. Actually, both of these divisions are pretty strong. Let me just merge them. We'll go max range, because in the Pacific... Yeah, because that'll also let me get the reduced fuel usage. Undo the increased fuel usage. So, because if I can just pull these guys and use them to get really good encirclements, that's going to be it. Okay, so I do want... I'll just wait till I get the advanced submarines. Gains of only being able to attack one province. Alright, well, never mind, then we'll Split those guys in half. And we'll try to attack this place simultaneously. Do I have close air support here? That would also be a problem. There we go. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So now if we can just push to Nanning. Let me get another... We probably can't get across there, but we could probably knock these guys out here. The new Confederation. Could federal projects become a reality, reduce the executive's power over federal states, provinces of Dominion? Unified Dominion now possesses several individual provinces, princely states, each with sweeping autonomy to manage their own affairs. Separation of power with provinces with a Muslim majority are now free from a threat of potential Hindu-dominated executive oppressing them. The bitter criticism from National Liberal Federation claimed it is now irrevocably surrendered the unity of Dominion, further culture, sectarian animosity, and distrust between Hindus and Muslims. Prime Minister Tawana also condemned the new constitution, despite a number of his own party members crossing the aisle to support it, and such measures to do nothing to tackle the epidemic of communal violence, rather than merely make it difficult for the executive to mediate future conflicts. Maybe they should focus less on whining and more on why they lost the election. Form of the legislature, which would constitute all elected bodies to be based on the principles of proper representation for all minorities, while ensuring the new majority may be unjustly reduced to a minority. Separate electorates will remain. There will be no further domination of one class, tribe, or group over another. Ooh, more weekly stability. IBC investment, more civilian factories, please. I will say he is pretty aggressive in the pushing here. Alright, I need my Marines separated out again. Oh, no, 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 no. Well, I hate having to do this, but if I have to do it, I have to do it. Come on. Just pull out. I need you guys to get out of there, please. Okay. Please finish retreating. I guess they're all out of fuel. Bon. Okay, phew, they all... I think I still lost one. One got overrun. Ugh. Oh, right. No. That's just the guy I split out. Okay. So, nobody got overrun, at least. Stop attacking, please. Alright. These guys should be able to just push them out here. Let them on aggressive. Look at all the support points he's got in here. Okay, my Marines are not doing much, so never mind. Wait, did one of them get encircled? What on earth happened to get him encircled? Ooh, we can assume leadership. IEDC investment's coming up, so we'll wait for that. Also, I don't even think faction leadership does that much in Kaiserreich, but... Okay, we got some better we got cannons now. And we got advanced submarines. Father of the Nation just successfully pervaded his vision across the continent and remade the nation according to his vision. Primacy can no longer be questioned of the party itself, and Indians across the nation now recognize him as the Father of the Nation. India has arisen from the ashes of the Civil War, proven to the world it shall not be beaten down. God, that Weekly Stability is going to be amazing. Alright, let's get snorkels. Once I get that, I can start building some submarines. And then I can start making, I think Japan will start having a much worse time of it. How many divisions does Japan have? Okay, they really don't have that many, compared to China, at least. I start training. Did I duplicate that correctly? Okay. Yeah, we'll do just 32 with. stop attacking. Okay, how many tactical bombers do I have in reserve now? Oh, right, because that's going to include my nav bombers, which I should have starting to operate. There we go. That's what we like to see. Alright. That's all my focuses. Oh, this climb sail on, but we're not going to do that. So, okay, we're going to go and take over faction leadership. And then I will just stockpile political power while I get more of this stuff taken care of. And I will also BRB. Should be only a couple minutes, though. Alright, I am back, gamers. Oh, man. Alright, so right now I just want political power. Oh, yeah, because I haven't even gone to Can't Go War Comic because I don't have war support. What's the goal at this point? Conquer China? I mean, conquer China, conquer Japan at least, because the Japan War got started because I declared war for Burma. Actually, no, Japan also justified on me. What on earth is... I think something may have broken here. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think the Entente will go to war with Germany, but I'm not sure. Honestly, I was expecting this war to be a lot easier than it ended up being. So, there's that. That's 100 political power, attempted assassination. Bullets alone can't kill hope. Yeah, just keep giving me the construction speed bonuses. I always need so much aluminum. I might just have to, like, this just keeps happening, though. Like, eventually you just can't get the resources you need. I'm also pretty sure it was going to declare war on me over Tibet because Tibet had grabbed land from Maklik, so that was another reason, sort of a preemptive move. Why are we so bad on supply here? I think they just, they just have... Alright, let me see what my... okay, so I definitely need more divisions. I'm curious if I bring these guys in to help out. Alright, these guys cannot be pushing. They just don't have it in them. Am I just short on light tanks still? Yeah, I have a godly shortage. Okay, so I think what I gotta do is I just have to pull more away from planes and just go more on light tanks, because I just can't get the aluminum I need. It's just not possible. And plus, I don't need to import rubber anymore. Although that varies depending on how much of Indochina Malaysia's Japan's taken. What are the casualty ratios looking like? 300 to 240k from China. We've inflicted 1 million, so we still have like a 5-to-1 casualty ratio when we're not launching stupid offensives. Am I running out of stuff to spend political power? Oh, IEDC investment in Brazil. Oh, I see. So I can... Ooh, interesting. Okay, that's good to know. Okay, I definitely need to do war propaganda once I have the political power, though. Alright, there we go. Got an encirclement. Now everybody just whoosh. That's actually, like, a lot of divisions. Take this province before you can take it. Alright, cool. Then we got some mini encirclements. Nice, nice, nice. Nice job, guys. Good job, good job. Go ahead and try and position ourselves to take Hanoi. And then if we could push across the river, then we get another encirclement. I just hate that the Entente is so bad. I mean, just the AI in general is so bad about dealing with... Okay, now I freed up those guys. Let me just put these guys on the border, because I think they don't really have a fly up here, so let me just put these guys on offensive. Just have them push. Because I have close air support. Let me put some planes here. Oh yeah, how is the Navy doing now? Got a cruiser. So enemy ship sunk 11. Hey, I'll take it. Alright, now these guys should be able to do pretty well against him. Yeah. Tanks are much more effective. How am I doing on infantry equipment? Oh, 280k, yeah, we can drop a lot of factories out of that. Alright, I want the advanced snorkel, and then I should be able to just start deploying. With or without the... Well, the more convoys we can get, better we'll be. War support, please. Minus 58% from combat casualties. Okay, as long as they're invading, like, Indonesia, I don't care. I'll let the Entente deal with that. This should cut off their supply once we take that. Yep. And now we just push. So who else can I get? Political power gain, monthly. Right, I can't get the monthly population. That's the guy I would be really nice to get, actually. Fatima, honestly, might get her just for the extra war support, because, man. Maybe the laissez-faire capital. Oh, no. Maybe Neville Vincent for the heavy fighter production cost. That could be good. Oh, speaking of which, didn't I get cannons? So I need to modify my heavy fighter. Now it's cannon time. This will just give you an ungodly amount of air attack. You take a penalty on agility, but in my experience, the air attack more than makes up for it. Wait, no. Yeah, so you get 36 more air attack in exchange for 5.7 agility loss. I guess I'll have to remove the turret there also. Then it ends up being 32, lose a little bit of air defense. But you just delete the enemy, especially if they have, like, strategic bombers or anything. Actually, you know what? I think in this case, it's probably worth it at this point because I'm so strapped for aluminum. It's probably worth it for me to just get all the cannons on there. Right, because I can use defense camp. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make the big ones. Okay, so this gives me the same stats, but less speed penalty, so we'll do that. Absolute monstrosity of a fighter. So my current one costs... $66, so this will double the cost, but this thing's going to be nigh indestructible. And the air attack is absurd on this guy. Because if you can't build a lot of planes, I mean, it's also just worth it generally having better fighters. You can break down the AI a lot. Focus on that. Soft attack, extra collateral damage. You get fast production, like. How's our casualty ratio looking? 1.6 million to less than 300k. Not bad. We're about to get all these encirclements on Japan. 834, which is about to go up to 900. Oh, and still some guys hanging out. Can I change these guys all to 32 with motorized, mechanized? Yeah, let's just do that so they're all consistent. That should give them a lot more speed. In fact, can I change all of these guys to the same one? No, not on light tanks. I still need the political power. I mean, support the British. Okay. Alright, so what are my best chances? Okay, I want that supply hub. So I can do IEDC investment, which gives them off-map factories, so I can basically convert political power into factories. Oh wait, let me not produce too many of those guys. Well, that was easy. Let's actually build a rail line. Okay, so if we can take... I guess if we try to... Okay, hold on. So where can I... Where or where? Okay, so if we can push there and there, that's an encirclement. Not many divisions, but some divisions. Yeah, I just gotta produce light tanks right now, unfortunately. I'd like more planes, but... That's not too much in the cards, I don't think. I actually have a tactical bomber deficit now. Wait, no. Bring those troops in. So that I can encircle them. That's it. Move tons of troops in there. What on earth is going on in his front line? Okay, just attack, and I want to see... There we go. Now I'm getting the tons of close air support damage I expect. You guys attack and just lock him up some. Oh yeah, that's 8 divisions. Nice. Alright, Honestly, yeah, I just guess just the political... Nah, resource gain efficiency, yeah. Alright. Next potential encirclement. Nope. Well. Did you just say trade with Siam terminated due to low trade influence? What do you mean low trade influence? Oh no. Will he ever run out of divisions? He is running low on divisions, actually. That's funny. Okay, so I have an ungodly number of heavy fighters there, but absolutely no close air support. Hey, maybe don't let them take Saigon, by the way, guys. Just a thought. Did I get the advanced snorkel? I think I did. Okay, so I'm absolutely decommissioning these submarines. Wait. I mean, this is like 10% of Japan's army, so they are legitimately running out of divisions. They do have the manpower, though, so I guess they can replace them. They just have, like, very few divisions by my estimate. I guess we could get our army department one, and they give me more info. So let me make a fleet now. So these are... Okay. Another carrier. Actually, wait. Do I want this guy? Because this guy has... He's not bad for submarines. Yeah. Nope. Alright, and you guys are going to be on convoy rating. No accessible... What do you mean, no accessible regions? Is it because its home base is weird? Yeah, run your missions out of Rangoon. Oh, still can't reach. Okay. Can you run them out of Tonkin? Or Danang? Sure. We're getting close air support. Nope, don't have any close air support in there. There we go. Okay. Where else can I build? Okay, so did I build... Alright, I already have a power grid there. Yeah, I already have a power grid here, so let's just build... okay, we could start building more military factories then. If these states all have power grids. Because I need more tanks. Here's our chance. That'd be like 12 divisions, it looks like. That guy up, we can't bring it in reinforcements. There we go. And it's over for him here. Oh, there's the U.S. declaring war on Japan. Okay. Great Pacific War. We stand with the eagle, I suppose. Okay, so definitely worth it. I mean, basically anything that's got 7 factories is worth it to build the reinforced electrical grid because everything just consumes so much power. Alright, so if we could push... I mean, so if we could just... The greedy thing is to try and get, like, Nanning, and then we could do, like, a massive encirclement here. I think that's the move. Did we, like, shoot down most... Well, he still got an Air Force, he just doesn't seem to use it. These are all my nav types. 98 ships sunk, nice. How big Japan's navy left? Alright, still 206 ships, so... Still got quite a ways to go. Alright, so I think I want to do IEDC investment in just my puppets, because this will just make my puppets stronger in theory. So, like, for example, I'm very curious what Bhutan will pick. They have 110. They presumably can't pick dockyards. But I'll do investment in Bhutan. They picked a military factory. Of course they did. Of course they did. Why would they ever pick anything different? Oh, now, because I get to dispense the IEDC political power. Oh, I see. So I guess I may as well. Siam's my puppet and probably my most powerful. My god, that is so many factories. What on earth? That's ridiculous. Okay. Well, sure, we'll just keep making Siam more powerful, I guess. I mean, ideally we do it whichever countries are like lopsided on factories versus populations. I guess Brazil. Like, how does Siam have factories? What on earth? Oh, they are on. Okay, they are on scraping the barrel. But Siam alone has more factories than Japan does. Okay, Japan has naval dockyards, to be fair. Sure, we'll just focus on investing in our puppets. Well, let me split these guys in half, because I can have them attack from multiple directions. Push to Nanning is going to be tough, but the rewards would be well worth it. I think Canada control that one. I was bugged about Dominions, how it can become the main Entente power, but still won't be able to get Goa from Portugal. I know, right? Oh, I can start building radar stations. Cool. I guess I should be dumping all my close air support. Alright, we just gotta push. Yes, okay. Just a little bit more. Because he has no... So if we take this one, that's it. He doesn't have any of reinforcing, so we just gotta take here, and then we'll try to grab that supply hub. Alright, and now all those divisions are trapped. And in theory, no supply hub at all. They're out of supply. So now we just strike. So let's see. So we're 2.4 million casualties inflicted. Let's see what happens now. And then do we have close air support? Yeah, we have close air support in that air region, but we could get a little bit more. Seems fine. Yeah. A lot of divisions. Alright. 2.9 million. That was 500,000 troops. Yeah, so we're starting to put a dent in his armies. In fact, I'm kind of tempted. Nah, we don't have the strength because he's still got crazy division numbers over there. But I bet we can probably steamroll a little bit through Lingguang at least. If I redirect... Okay, now I can pull all my close air support out of here. Because we just break him and then keep him on the back foot, he can't reorg, then this should be pretty easy for us to do a lot of damage to him. Especially if we get into some planes and we can actually overrun him. Wait, just go ahead and cap that whole area. You don't have to worry about it. Sweet. Okay, so because that IED, the way the IEDC investment pool works, it's a lot less advantageous for me. Yeah, I just need to get my war support up. We have enemy bombing. We do have enemy bombing. Where's the enemy even bombing us? Okay, so I guess you have mostly support planes left. Alright, we're finally swimming in light tanks, which is good. French Republic? Yeah, I don't think they're catching up to my factory needs anytime soon. I think stop now. Push them a good amount. Oof, but he's pushing me a good amount. Oh, it needs so much fuel, though. Problem is, that doesn't really help my defense all that much, although the hardness benefit would be good. I mean, if I just trained more of these guys... Alright. I don't really know what that does, but... sure, it helps out. Oh yeah, this reduces visibility, I believe, so we can work on that. Can I build electrical power generating stations in my allies' territory? No, I can only build them in my puppets' territory, which... Oh yeah, but Nepal, these guys are going to have so few... the little power that probably doesn't matter. Can I delete... Okay, so I can't delete factories from my puppets. They're stuck importing 40 coal, so deleting like one factory and putting some electric ones would help them. So let me do that. Oh, can I not actually delete your puppets' buildings? Lame. Okay, that's the moment to push after they've done an offensive like that. Okay, well, you can build a lot more naval bases, or air bases as well, because this is ridiculous. Oh yeah, reduced or increased energy gain per coal would be nice. Alright, now I can take all of those guys, have them move up here. Have them all start supporting there, a little bit there. These guys pull up in here. Oh yeah, now we're pushing. You know we're pushing because we're running out of fuel. Push, push, push. Let's tighten up that front line also, so we can bear more concentrated force. Because taking the coastline is what like really matters for us. In fact, let me just go ahead and... started to lose tactical bombers. Oh, but part of that's because I have so many navs deployed. Hey, try to get an encirclement on that guy. This one's always a weird one, but you can get encirclement if we push here. We need more close air support now. Get a circle there real easily. Yeah, I need the fuel gain for oil. Oh, wow. Okay, hold on. Whoa. We can do a crazy encirclement here. Suffering from success here. Just get across there. If there's 250 political power, let's go. Maybe that's only an option as a faction leader, or maybe there is an option. You just have to have that many. Oh, it doesn't actually give you a bigger bonus, though. So it is worth it, just make the IEDC. Withering Days, non-stops Purple Mountain, repeated assaults, energy color early warning. Failure Chinese units outside region, control of Xinjiang batteries. The southern capital is ours. Alright guys, here you just push, wipe them out. 4.2 million casualties. Okay, now let's delete that. Push that far north. No event for the fall of Beijing, I guess. Okay, so I'm guessing, okay, so he's cored all of these guys, so yeah, he's gonna have all the Feng Shan victory points up here. I think at this point it's worth it for me to just have my entire army be pushing slowly on him. Just to keep him bogged down. While these guys just do it. He won't be able to reorg his army because he'll have to deal with my constant offensives. And then we could just grab everything while he's distracted. No, we did it! We did it! Let's go! Let's go! Oh man, that was brutal. That was brutal. Whew! We did it though. Okay. Whew! Whew! Alright. Now I'm curious who we give China to. Alright, the fate of Korea. Alright, let's do the fate of Korea first. Interesting that he's authoritarian Democrat when I'm social liberal. I guess he didn't get my ideology. Hard fought came vast says China. We finally achieved historic victory. Now we won the war. We must decide how best to secure the peace. No easy feat given the Chinese been plagued by civil war and warlordism for the last few decades, and rival governments largely been able to assert authority. Main competing factions ideologies come and gone over the years, each promising to address China's legal issues, but often struggling to achieve traction of their respective parliaments. How should we go about managing Chinese lands? Let's explore our options local factions. Okay. China suffered tremendously from political disunion, revolution, warlordism. Our entry into the continent makes us the only latest would-be conqueror of the ancient society, but unless we wish to directly fund Chinese reconstruction and deal with lingering insurgencies, banditry, and warlordism, it would be wise to partner with local allies and collaborators in the region. Our agents on the ground have begun opening negotiations with local faction political exiles with the hope of facilitating such a dialogue. Delhi. I feel like for Jinnah, the Chinese Federalist movement probably makes the most sense. Federalism is a complicated history. His popularity, those fear tyranny and central government. The Federalist movement in recent years absorbed Democrat constitutional regional elements. Solid Federalist government likely to be viewed with suspicion. Means the divide and conquer. Local politicians stand bent for such system may be quick to embrace it. Okay, but its very nature is politically diverse and diffuse. Notable centers. Sure. Guangzhou Federalists seem promising. Chen Jiangming returns. Oh boy. Chen Jiangming arrives all the same. How many factories does he have relative? Actually, he only has 36 factories. Man, that's rough. Fate of Xinjiang. New Frontier has got by many damn names. Campaign tasks a new local administration. Sure, we could liberate East Turkestan. Territory, we must decide what to do with it. Can Tibet integrate it? I wonder. The Excel campaign, we now have to talk to establish new administrations. No easy task since there's only one permanent city. Liberate Mongolia. Now we're just gonna give it to the Guangzhou Federalist government. Manchuria. Ethnic Manchus become a minority, and many have assimilated in the aftermath of the Xinhai Revolution. Utilizes based efforts. Today, however, the land is ours to govern. We have several options. Hmm. Yeah, we could create independent Manchuria. Oh, okay. Um, Interesting that I took Macau from Portugal. Interesting. Okay. Fate of Yanjin. Okay, yeah, that because I didn't reinstate the legation council, I can only give it all back to the Guangzhou Federalist government. Or give it back to their original. What is Guisu? I guess I'll grant it to Mongolia and then see if Mongolia can actually integrate it. Where's Dalian? Oh, yeah, give it to our Manchurian allies. Okay, so a lot of these are core states for Mongolia. Okay, so it does not look like Tibet can actually core it. So in that case, I will state transfer it then. And then everybody's got cores on everything. They should. Yeah, or their integrable territories. Ooh, wait, does Chen Ming have to integrate literally everything? Oh. Well, that might be a problem for him, but fortunately, I don't need to deal with that. Alright, last thing to deal with, capitulating Japan. Alright, and also I am going to state transfer tool go over to me because I can. who gave Ceylon to the front? Oh wait, they're probably occupying. Yeah, they're occupying it. Okay. I'd be like, if France yoinked Ceylon from me, I'm gonna be very upset. Um, I guess I could build a lot more infrastructure also. It's infrastructure week. Alright. Let's move all our navs up here. Following a parallelistic to join our air training scheme. Hooray. Actually, most of his convoys are over here, so let's go over there. Oh, actually, that's going to put us, we have a lot fewer factories now. How does the French Republic have so many factories? Oh, it's ordered by size, okay. Where is Sam or Zabusan? Okay, it's... Yeah, I'd prefer to reduce sub visibility. Cost doesn't really matter to me at this point. Okay, Democratic League. Let's see if Chen is as democratic as he claims. I think my concern is that China's building up a massive army on the home islands, but it doesn't look like it's that bad. So I could probably deal with it. Oh, I probably should build some carrier planes. Oops. Oh yeah, I never built the better navs. Oh, these guys can only carry one. Alright, whatever. 17 special modules. I don't even think there's anything, because they're going to be naval bombers, so non-strategic, I want them to be cheap. Yeah. Okay, so that's weird. That's what happened, is my allocation got messed up. Alright, so then let me see, where's my navy? So I need to manage these carriers. Which I need that. Now, there are no actual convoys there. Most of his convoys are over here. So, are they still operating here? A little bit, but not that much. So, okay, let's bring in some close. I need more fighters. They need to make sure I can assert air superiority over the skies, which looks like I should be able to do no problem. And then I'm going to need all my close air support. Oof, I need to be sure that these guys don't stack up, though, because then I'm not going to be able to tell them apart from my navs. Alright, all you guys come up over here. Alright, that was an actual surface engagement. I think I have so many navs engaged. I mean, they're taking a lot of damage, but I think they can cover my fleet for the most part. Oh, I should have my guys also. What are they at? Engage at low risk. Alright. Delete all orders, guys. I need you ready to go. Come on. Oh, he's toast. Alright, just gotta take Hiroshima. If we could also push across. We got him encircled. It's over. Wait, why did you guys leave? Oh, I guess they get bounced back now? Okay, wait, I need you guys to actually, like, hold that straight crossing, please. Well, I can do the stupid thing. The North Pacific Agreement. Oh, interesting. So the United States dissolved their faction and created this one. Which presumably all its allies should join? That's weird. I don't even know, what has America even done in this war? I guess they've nabbed a couple islands. Yeah. Oh, so okay, can I switch these guys to escort? Hooray! Alright, now, this is where the fun begins. My Marines are like, why are you having the tanks and trucks do this amphibious crossing? And I'm like, it's all part of the master plan, don't worry. Yeah, so that's all one air region, so we're still in the air region. Ooh, we might be able to encircle most of his army. Yeah, nope, no luck. Oh well, we'll probably overrun it still. Those aren't naps, right? Okay, come on. Can we get the actual encirclement this time? Alright, we just gotta get around that way. Once we get out of the mountains, we run those plains. Yep. Fall of Tokyo, a great victory. Yep, and that's basically their entire army gone. And we still got a decent number of divisions, but those might be stationed. Oh, we won! Yes! Yeah, I don't care for giving America anything, because I don't think they really did anything. I still don't know what's up with the integrable territories, but I will yoink their entire fleet. Alright, let me... Hilarious that he's actually done a focus, but I'm gonna pull up the good old state transfer tool. Let me just mark that and transfer. And because I have no idea what happened there, but I'm pretty sure Australian Union is supposed to be controlling that the whole time. Ooh, Fate of Goa. Assimilated into our territory. Fate of Malaya. Okay, here we go. So, Siam did end up coring these, but I'll probably give these to Malaya. LA now under control of these lines, once protectorates of both British and German empires, long been internally divided. Liberate Malaya as a republic. Liberate Indonesia. Liberate Vietnam. Release transitional government for Japan. Assimilate Ceylon into our territory. Interestingly, I can't release Ceylon at all. Collapse of the Japanese Empire. The Empire of Japan announced they had formally surrendered the home islands in the most recent capitulation. As regards premier industrial nation of the Pacific, one of the world's most modern navies, armies supposed the Japanese defeat led to Shear's ultimate dissolution. It's such overwhelming defeat, various members of the co-prosperity sphere lay scattered and adrift, perhaps prone to foreign aggression. One thing remains certain, however, is that rising suns finally faded with the new powers in Asia may take its place. The sun has faded. Oh boy. New Caledonia? Where's New Caledonia? Assimilate into our territory. Charles broad control of our troops. The island known as Formosa has undergone several waves of immigration, master change, Qing dynasty which constituted it from being loyalist 17th century forced to hand over the islands to the ascendant Japanese Empire first seen Japanese War. They worked to integrate the island, however, they also resist by local parties who either sought reintegration to China or local autonomy. We'll release an independent Taiwan. Western Samoa. Integrate it, assimilate into our territory. Yeah, release New Guinea. Where's... So I can't release the South Sea Islands, I guess. Great City of Singapore, former entrepreneur, British administrative capital, Germans, these territories, while under our control. Presently have by naval place, private British rule soon explode in size. Majority population has stemmed from Chinese immigrants on the island. Kuril Islands, I assume Japan has it as a core, yeah. Our coastal clues historically belonged to release Sarawak as a republic. Sakhalin, you're headed toward Japanese allies again. I assume that's a core state of Japan, yeah. Yeah, because I assume none of these are, like, cores for other people, for the most part. Interesting that South Sea Islands can be released as a tag, but I don't think possible. Alright, statues of former French colonies. Merge with concessions and proper Indian states. Okay, so that's this. News to the given two citizens advised after week's deliberation of decided that proposal unite with the government of the Italian Republic. That's the interest, though unfortunately it doesn't mean leaning on Entente. They want us to be the first to know. Does that mean joining the Reichspakt? Ah, that means joining Austria's faction. Yeah, sure. Although, Taiwan desires union with State of Japan. Interesting. Of course, sure. Interesting. But it's not considered a core. That's so weird. I feel like that should core it for them. Because it's not considered an integrable territory for Taiwan. Okay, so in that instance, I'm going to mark that. And I'm going to add Japanese cores on that. Sure, I want to do that focus and see what happens. Oh yeah, then I was gonna go ahead and transfer all this Malaya core territory over. Mark state, mark state, mark state. The Siam's already crazy strong as is. Also, it's more efficient energy-wise, I think, because if single tags have a ton of factories, they become more powerful. Fate of the Emperor. Well, here does it out bear responsibility for prosecuting the war against his true justice would likely leave him dead or in prison for life unless with a possible public order problem. Leave him on the throne, but transfer sovereignty to the people. Okay, so I did lose, like, one division at some point. Mighty Entente, I gotta say. Yeah, I mean, no Philippines, no Australasia. Realistically, I could fight Australasia because they're isolated now by themselves. But I don't really want to. Reichspakt, surprisingly not that scary at the end of the day. Like, I think Brazil could probably take Argentina and Chile, and me, I could probably take, well, I'd probably conquer, like, the rest of, like, Egypt and this whole area here. And then, you know, that'd give me a pretty good front. Basically knock out this middle portion, which should be pretty easy, and then actually fighting Germany proper. I'm sure they have a preposterous number of divisions. But yeah, Sweden just stayed out of it entirely. Yeah. There's, like, the German Empire, and then there's Ukraine. Yep. Alright, well, I think that concludes that game, because I don't really want to fight the Reichspakt or America and Russia. And I think that was a pretty good war as is. So we finally did it. We finally united China under Chen Jiangming, so we redeemed ourselves from the previous game. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching. And I will leave a comment, as always, if you have a new live stream suggestion. I will see you all next time. Let me save for posterity. Alright, and I will see everybody later. Bye.